This is FC Extra Time, brought to you by Globant. Hello and welcome into the studios. Ali with me, as is Stevie, and thank goodness Frank has clothes on.
Hey!
Because if you follow him on Instagram, and even if you don't, people will send you, a lot of people will send me the clip of you cycling, Frank, topless. Well, were you breaking down the France game, looking ahead to tomorrow? What were you doing? I didn't spend too much time on it.
What I was doing, cycling because I need to work on my cardio. And you know, we have, our government is saying that we have to save electricity. So I was saying that I was creating electricity with my bicycle, you know, apartment bicycle, and I was helping the government. So I was kind of teasing my government that's what it is. Because and also the government say that we have to wear turtleneck. And you know how much I love turtleneck, but I did. So therefore, I did it almost naked to see that because of what I was doing, I was warm and didn't need turtleneck.
Right, beautiful. Thank you very much for that. I bet you wish you're on Instagram.
It was a big joke after all then?
So after, of course, Argentina were 2-0 up against the Netherlands, Stevie took the dog for a walk. Hence, the first question, did the dogs get a walk today?
Not today, no.
Hey!
On the pond,
that's fair enough. That's it.
Yes, no, I decided that at 2-0 I wasn't going anywhere.
And we had some snow, first proper snow that we've had here in Connecticut. How were you at clearing it up, Stevie, or was the old shoulder being used?
Can't do it with shoulder.
Oh, yeah, the sling's back on.
Very limited this day.
Oh, yes.
Well, I was a bit stiff this morning.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. And we saw Eleanor, of course, give you a shepherd's pie. For your birthday,
Yes.
some cakes in.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how was that?
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Did you even serve it on a plate, or did you just grab the whole thing and just go, all right, here we go?
No.
Here we go.
No, the pot was too hot. I had to get out.
Oh, no. Is the GOAT debate over now after that Messi performance? Asking the panel. Ali?
Why, it feels like this is a question that should go to Shaka.
Shaka's freezing.
I could run away to the hotel.
Let's see how the final goes.
Oh, it matters that much?
I don't know that it matters that much, but let's see how it goes. If he puts yet another performance like this, then I think the discussion should be over.
Why does it change anything?
Because there is a World Cup final to be played. It's
But whether he wins it or not.
it's a major moment.
Whether he wins it or not.
I just want to see the full picture before I commit. I want to see a full picture. Is that?
I'm sorry, I just happen to think that Maradona was the best player that ever played. And as good as Messi is, whether he wins the World Cup or not, I personally don't believe that he overtakes Maradona.
Dan,
I thought you were suggesting that the final didn't need to be played because Messi was already the
No, no, not at all. I don't think it makes any difference.
All right.
In my eyes, it makes no difference to how good Messi is, was, whatever. I just think that Maradona was the best player that ever played.
Frank hates this question. Go on, Frank.
now the thing is, I think the best of the best for me is Pelé, but that's my own feeling. I want to know because Shaka decided that in order to be the best of the best, Messi had to win the World Cup, correct? Is that correct?
Yes.
That's what he said?
Yes. Yeah, that's correct.
I cannot agree with that because if you are born like George Weah from Liberia, you have no chance to win a World Cup. Therefore, you cannot be the best of the best. That doesn't make any sense for me, you know? So even if I love Shaka, I cannot agree with that.
Frank, has the move to PSG helped Messi in terms of fitness and strength compared to the last few years at Barca, where he had to carry a team on his own?
That I don't know. What I know is they needed the time to settle down, and now he feels better. And I think in terms of how to get prepared and to be ready for World Cup, I think Messi did everything he needed to do by himself, putting in his brain that he needed to work hard, you know, for the preseason, you know, make a good gesture of his games with Paris Saint-Germain, giving his best to be ready for the World Cup. I think that guy is experienced enough to know exactly what he has to do with or without being held by Paris Saint-Germain. I don't know, but I think he did that by himself.
For Frank, if France were to make it to the World Cup final, what would you tell your players before the game? Play to your strength or focus on stopping Messi at all costs?
Well, you cannot play against Argentina and Messi without paying big attention to that player. I would say that you have to get the aggressiveness that you need to get in order to cope with that Argentinian team, because they are very aggressive and in a good way. I think you have to make sure that you take a big attention on Paredes to make sure he gets crazy and gets maybe a red card, which shouldn't be that difficult. And let us as well let the Argentinian team, like Ali wants to do with Morocco, to make sure that you have spaces behind the defense to allow Mbappe and Dembele to get into that space and score goals. So you have to pay attention to Messi, that's for sure. You have to put somebody strong enough to try to handle Messi.
Any chance, Ali, this tournament run has given Pep the idea of running both Haaland and Alvarez out there together for City?
Well, I don't see why you wouldn't. But it would be a different role for Julian Alvarez than it is for Argentina. He is the runner indeed for Argentina because, well documented that Messi is not going to do that running. He's going to do the thinking and the processing of information with the ball on his feet, whereas Julian Alvarez is a guy that is going to provide you the speed. In the case of Erling Haaland, you know that he's going to cover most of the central areas. And so for Julian Alvarez, it becomes more of a guy that is coming from the outside or is running off of Erling Haaland. I think it would be a different role. However, I do think that the speed of Julian Alvarez and the fact that he's always on the move, the level of activity is very high, could be useful to Erling Haaland and attract attention away from Erling Haaland and create more spaces for all those other playmakers that they have in Manchester City.
Stevie, does Gvardiol's transfer value drop after getting spanked by Messi that badly?
No, not at all.
You were saying the mask, yeah, is a difficult thing because you can't see everything.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's your peripheral is affected when you wear a mask.
Right.
And so, you know, one of the things, regardless of who your opponent is, it's to keep your eye on the ball. You need to know where the ball is all the time.
Right.
And so when it's difficult to see it, it's difficult to figure out and make decisions on, you know, where you're going to go, where you're going to try and take your attacker. So there is a problem where...
But he was fine against Brazil, wasn't he?
Listen, everybody, there's not one of us who's not made mistakes. Certainly defenders, I'm sure Frank, same as me. You make mistakes.
Right.
No matter how good you are, everybody makes mistakes and you lose some goals. Now, if you're lucky, you can argue that it's not particularly a mistake when you're playing against a guy like Messi. He's just that good.
Right. Frank, you ever wore a mask?
Never, you know. No. Maybe in a party, you know, sometimes, you know, on Saturday night, you know, but not on the football field. No, it's funny because that's very modern in a way that I had my nose broken 4 times, I had private fractures around my eyes, but nobody said, you know, Frank, you know, wear a mask, you know, it will look good. No, never.
Shot it and got on with it.
What did you have yours for?
No, I practiced it. A couple of players at the Revs, Shari Joseph and I think Big Jeff, had one broke his nose and another one had got a bang in the cheekbone.
Okay.
And they to play were told they had to wear a mask. Oh. So the day before, played a little 5-a-side and I thought, right, I'll have a go and see just to see. Oh my goodness, I'll tell you what, it's awful.
Oh.
It's awful.
So did you have the mask and then the glasses on top of the mask?
I actually had the glasses inside the mask.
That may be why you were having a problem.
I did as well.
Ali, what did you do to yourself to get a mask?
Broke my nose twice.
Ah.
Yes, and I actually broke my nose, was wearing the mask, and then somebody elbowed me.
So the mask was a waste of time.
Well, you know, I had a broken nose, right? I'm wearing the mask.
Yes.
Somebody, the goalkeeper comes out or elbows me or something, and now it absorbed the hit, but it moved. So like it hit basically the nose of the mask. So then that moved the whole mask, broke the nose again. That was wonderful. It's a good time. It's a really good day.
Did you score with the mask on?
Huh?
Did you score at all with the
No,
mask?
because, you know, the peripheral vision. The peripheral vision was a problem. I couldn't see here.
How did it affect your diving?
Oh, no. That
was all right.
That's a natural
That's ingrained.
trait.
A question for Frank. On your visit to the ESPN FC studios, did you find out who is the producer's Shushu? Of course, you taught us that Shushu is kind of the teacher's pet, as Griezmann is with Deschamps.
We have a couple of producers, you know. Oh, do I hear you? Yes, we have a couple of producers. So I would say that I think Shaka is kind of the Shushu of everybody. I feel
so?
that, you know. Don't you feel that, guys? You know that he's loved by
cold
everybody.
today, didn't he? He looked cold and fed up.
Yeah.
He wasn't nearly as playful as he was the last couple of days riding camels and knocking jewels from the mountain or whatever else.
Yeah, he looked
the sand dunes.
Yes,
But
he wasn't very happy today.
He hates the cold.
right.
Yeah.
And that jacket.
But I have to
fit
say, guys,
Yeah. Flimsy.
I have to say, I guess I'm the Shushu of everybody, especially Louise. I think she loves me.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
All right then. There we go.
Okay.
Maybe not after that video. Guys, with the rumours of illness in the France squad potentially affecting tomorrow's lineup, did you ever play sick or have the flu during a match and just push yourself through it? I bet you all played ill, didn't you? I bet you've all played ill under the... Yeah.
Aye.
Just snot, just everything coming
Aye.
out.
Snotters, the whole thing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, there was a level where you couldn't.
What was the level? How did you know that this is actually, I'm not going to be able to play? I imagine
I always remember the day before a game running and feeling tired.
Right.
Just a general run.
Yes.
And you just know.
Right. And
But
who
if
makes
it's
that call?
You do.
Right, you say to...
Oh, yeah.
And is that received okay?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Right.
No, I don't know what it's like today. I assume today they've got so many doctors and everything that the doctors decide.
Yeah.
But when we played, you decided.
Okay.
Because all the responsibility was on you.
Right.
And so, I mean...
Did you like that?
No.
Because it was all...
Well, because it's exactly the... Well, I think I was like 21, and we were playing Manchester United in the semi-final of the FA Cup.
Right.
No, was it a League Cup? At Goodison.
Okay, so it would have been the FA
And
Cup.
I had a problem with my ankle.
Right.
And rather than the medical staff saying anything, Ronnie Moran, Roy Evans and me got a taxi from the Holiday Inn in Liverpool to Goodison. I got changed. This was like 9 o'clock in the morning. Got changed and went running.
And to see how the ankle was.
To see how my ankle was.
Right.
And it was absolutely all on me.
Wow.
You decide whether you can play or not.
That puts a lot of pressure on.
Well, you're like...
Because you don't want to be letting everyone down.
Well, no, exactly. And that's the thing. You're like, you run, you go, well, I feel all right. And then you feel something, you go, well, if I say I'm all right.
Yes.
And then it's not. So every time, any decisions put on you, you had all the responsibility.
At what age did you stop playing? No, did you continue playing when you weren't 100%? Because there must have been a time where you had no knocks or nothing. But then as you get older, inevitably, you're going to have...
Well, the thing is, when you get older, you start figuring out what you can and can't do better.
Right. And
so the decisions are straightforward. But you've actually learned... the process, again, is you're learning all the time.
Sure.
So from that experience to 3 years, 4 years later, if I was in the same position, I wouldn't have gone near Goodison Park.
Yes.
On the Friday, I would have went, I can't play.
Yeah.
But you just don't know.
No, of course.
Because, as I said, the older you get, the more you understand what you're capable of. That's capable of.
And what are you capable of now?
and then you kind of, it's a...
You also learn about your recovery.
Yeah.
You also learn about how an injury that maybe used to take a week for you to come back from it, now it's a couple of weeks. And rushing it, it's only going to make it worse. And while you want to tell your buddy, no, yeah, I'm ready to go. And then you go and do the first sprint and you go, no, I'm not.
Right.
And it's hard to make the decision to tell your manager that you're not available, because availability is a major skill.
Of course.
You have to be out there. And I think we all take pride at whatever levels we play, take pride in the fact that when the team was to be selected, you were available for selection. Now it's up to the manager to make that decision. But the fact that you take yourself out of the running, that hurts. That hurts at 21, and it hurts at 31 and 41. It just hurts.
Frank?
Yeah, I agree with Alia. You know, the older you get, you know, the more accurate you are of knowing if you can play the whole game or not, and you should rest or not. It happened to me that I played with, you know, a cold, not a flu, but still some fever and everything. But you know, sometimes you feel good during the warm-up and you have an awful game. Sometimes you feel sick, you feel ill, and you have a fantastic game. And straight after the game, you go under the shower and suddenly you feel so weak. You just want something, is your bed and falling asleep. It can happen like that, and we know that our body is ready to give the 90 minutes that the coach wants, and you cannot give more than that, and then you have to rest a lot. But yeah, it can happen many times where you take the risk of going onto the field and do your best for the team.
Shall I ask about the other end? No, probably best not. People won't be eating. That is it. ESPN FC is back on your screen.
That's difficult to play that way, Dan.